Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Permiano.
And I'm Dan DeBriel, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news.
And we're live.
Here we are.
That's your line.
Hey, what's up, Dave? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Okay. I've been in a vortex of bad luck since the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. They've kicked me into just like an awful week where everything's been going wrong.
Enlighten me.
I don't know. It's just, have you ever had just a day so bad that it affects like all the luck that follows you after that? That's been that fucking pass interference call. Not the specific call, but that moment was when, like, you know, we all knew it was over, you know, and ever since then, every single day, something's gone wrong. I was leaving the studio here last weekend, and somehow in my pocket, my weed pen vanished, gone. I spent the whole week looking for it, nowhere to be found.
Our guest stole it.
Yes, I blame Dana Cheratoncic, scientist.
That dirty criminal, her.
Yeah, criminal. But like every little thing that could go wrong in my life, nothing major, but like every little thing that could go wrong, fucking up. And I blame Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, you could blame the ref more, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, I mean, this is like the first, but a Sixer won the slam dunk contest for the first time.
That's true.
And he's white. That's like two victories for us.
Yeah, and he's corny too, no less. He's a corny white guy. He's not like a cool white guy. He's like a little like dickweed, looking guy. That's a win for us.
Yeah. Okay, so that's three. That's like 3 wins in one. Go Sixers, go cornies, go white.
Go whitey.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
maybe that one's probably not so good. Oh man, yeah, he did it. Now I want to go. Now I believe I can slam dunk. This is dangerous.
Yeah, give me that lower. I don't know. If there's not like a garage door to jumpstart myself off of, and even then I fell on my ass a few times trying. This is
fundamentals.
This is high school. Yeah,
I'm a fundamentals player.
I would just leave a Dave-shaped hole in the door. But
man.
You said you had. I saw pictures from your show on Friday. That looked like, I know it was at a brewery, but like I guess maybe it could have been the photographer. I was like, that looks like a legitimate club setting.
It was a really nice show. It was a great show. It was at a restaurant up near Reading. I have massive ADD, so I forget the name already, but it was great. Louis' Kitchen, I believe. And Ashley Gutermuth was the headliner. I was the host. It was a good time. Full restaurant full of people. Unfortunately, they were a little tight. I wasn't sure what was going on, but as a host, you can always rationalize when they're tight for your set, and then like they laugh for the headliner. You're like, job well done. I loosened them up.
I had to host on Friday too at an Elks Lodge, which we do have to talk about this, but I basically had to break the fourth wall at some point and be like, all right, don't even think of me as a person. Like, I will just stand up here and talk while you people get whatever the fuck out of your system is wrong with you. And then when you sit down, I'll bring up the next person.
Just remedial like class management on the audience.
I'd say it's the highest degree of difficulty, but at the same time, if you can do this room, you can do any room.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it translates at the same time. Because I asked you this, like when we were talking about what to talk about on the show. I said, "Have you ever done an Elks Lodge?" And I feel like you got it confused with the Friars Club.
I did.
Because I've never done the roast. No, this is just a room. It's like a club where old white people can go and drink. I don't think they have to be white. I more and more, it's been whites only for a while, but like more and more you're seeing like one black guy in these rooms.
Okay.
So they could, I even explained that to them. Did you guys realize it? Like, then you could be like, I opened with this. So I wasn't looking to make friends right off the bat.
You called out, first of all, you pointed out the one person of color in the whole room.
No, there wasn't one.
Oh, there wasn't.
it's been trending more lately at places like this to have the one. And I was like, if you guys realize, then you can be like, oh, BLM is a terrorist group. I could say that. We have a black member, but no, this place was a time capsule.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, it's not good. And cause I felt a few of them glaring at me after I outed myself as a Jew.
Oh yeah.
And you know they must not be too smart because you had to out yourself.
Well, I have the Italian, yeah. I have the last name. So, and yeah, the Italian last name and the big nose do go. I know it's more like, it's weird because they both are known for big noses, but mine's definitely more Semitic shaped.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you say that and just agree.
We got a comment.
Yeah.
We got a comment in the chat here. It's Giobi?
Giobi?
Yeah,
Okay, we like
yeah.
Giobi.
Giobi
Funny
said
comic.
my two favorite. I can't say homos.
You did though.
I did. I know. Yeah.
We're homos.
Hey, you're
Yep.
just reporting what was said on the
Yep.
internet.
There you go.
It
That's
is
all I'm
because
saying. So there you
Of
go.
the layout of the screen, it makes us look like we're smushing cocks.
Well,
Yeah.
luckily now I have you guys back to back. It popped in. You guys
There
are
we
now
go.
back
Now it looks
to
like
back.
we're just on two sides of
You're on
the same
two.
dildo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go, guys. Anyway, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Elks Lodge.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hey, Mark.
they're all the headliner was a magician / ventriloquist.
Oh, boy.
Nice guy. No, I mean, and he was. I don't want to shit on magicians.
No, that's fine. We don't have to.
Because everybody has their audience, and this guy they fucking loved him.
Yeah.
Like within 5 seconds, I was sitting at like a back corner table. The table behind the table that was glaring at me after the Jew thing. And 5 seconds into his set, and there was me and a feature. She said, "Finally, someone funny."
Oh man. Yeah, you
Yeah.
love to hear that.
Yeah.
Did they like the headliner? Well, I guess
they
did.
loved
the
him.
magician.
Yeah. He was good at what he did. There was one point where one of the puppets he took out was black, and I said, "This is perfect. Outside of these four walls, boy oh boy, I would not like to see how that plays out." But my asshole was clenched that entire
That's really
black
funny.
puppet.
Yeah, I can imagine. As soon as it comes out of the trunk, it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done some bad rooms. Like that restaurant, the crowd didn't like me, but they didn't really like anyone but the headliner. And so it's funny especially when you're early in a lineup, and you get like 6 out of 10, and had one of those things where like a joke I've been telling, like a new joke, I've done it like 5 times at Mike's, it's been crushing. I decided to deploy it on a show for the first time. Ate shit so bad I had to reset my entire set and like start building them back from zero. So it was like one of those. And then, the next couple of comics, they did similar sets up and down. I felt like I was stronger. And then the headliner came up and did really well. And that's what ruined my night. It's like now I can't even blame it on the audience. I can be like, oh, y'all were tight. You sucked. I don't make a habit of doing that, but it is a nice thing to tell yourself when you're like inclined to beat yourself up. But no, headliner did great. She handled them.
It is petty. I do. When I have a bad set, I root against everybody.
Of course. If I have a bad set up top and you're headlining, I want you to eat shit. I want to be the best one on the show, even if that means the bar that I set means the show's going to suck.
But yeah, even on Friday, I want to do well for like I suck at so many things in comedy, outside, off the stage, like self-promotion, and all like anything to benefit myself.
Yeah.
But like the one rationalization I tell myself is that I don't have any of those skills, but I get better and better on stage. So I know that at the drop of a hat, I can be dropped in to any situation and fucking crush.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy. But like I looked at these people, like they had no attention spans. Like I didn't finish a single fucking joke. Luckily, I was still able to get laughs because I tagged the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
Like I tell 8 jokes on the way to the punchline.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Does that sound right? Damn, I'm surprised. The Elks Lodge, the older group, was just too chatty. They were just too much.
Well,
They were
that's the
just
thing about these
chiming in.
groups is
They were adding.
they wanted to be part of the show
quote
too.
unquote adding.
Yeah.
And they're getting laughs because at these places
Right.
everybody in the audience knows each other.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're just some outsider trying to
Right.
fucking step up. Like,
Yeah.
I was half expecting them not to know there was a comedy show.
Right.
And me just
That was kind of how my show was a little bit. Like they were all tight, and I crowd worked them a little bit. I actually the first table I crowd worked, I walked because it was like I did my joke where some of your listeners might not know. I do a joke where I compare Bigfoot to Jesus, and these guys were not fucking having it.
Really?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Jesus.
That joke is like the joke
Bigfoot.
I tell.
Bigfoot.
That's the Bigfoot. That's the joke I tell when people tell me there's like a religious crowd because it's silly. No one thinks I
it's
really
super
think
silly,
Bigfoot's
yeah.
like Jesus. But there was this group of just like good old boys, and they were like, and like I tried to like talk to them, but then they did that thing where they were super chatty when I was doing my joke. But as soon as I stopped to talk to them, it came crossed arms, one word answers. And then like you get to the point where you try to fish 2 or 3 times and it's
Yeah.
like, all right, you've derailed my set. Like
Right.
if what you wanted to do was actually fuck with me, you've done it.
Yeah.
Like you talking and being even mean to me, that would enhance my set.
Right.
But you talking only to stop me and then shutting down, worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Be a heckler all the way.
Yeah,
You know?
I had a hammered guy at
Yeah.
Emmaus Theater on Friday, and he just gave me a woo out of nowhere that was like so strong. I had to. It was like whoa like that, and I was like, that guy.
was
right?
there a
And-
sporting event on in the
Yeah,
background?
right. Yeah.
Did
On
a
his
white
phone,
guy
he's-
just win the dunk contest?
Yeah.
The wooers, the people that do that, they do seem to love when white people succeed.
Yeah.
Like I wish, this Friday I would have been totally upstage if the show was Saturday
Yeah.
and there was a white guy
And there was a white guy winning the dunk
dunking. Yeah,
in a Sixers jersey, no less.
I don't know if they care about that because
Yeah.
the only whites on the Sixers, right? Besides now, this guy's there, but they're dirty foreigners.
Yeah.
So
well,
I don't
yeah.
know if they'll like any of the Sixers.
Neil's now shaking his head, knowing he has a lot more to cut tonight
I'm
from the
speaking
recorded
from.
version.
I'm not speaking first person when I refer to them. I'm speaking from the standpoint of the Elks, the dudes with camouflage hats.
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
They know what they're about.
And then, honestly, I feel like that's why comedians get into trouble a lot, because we will talk in character as a part of a bit, but not change our voice at all in conversation. And people are like, "Yeah, you said that thing," and it's like, "No, I was talking about
Yeah.
other people saying that thing."
Honestly, I don't think I know how to change my voice any.
Yeah, you're not a big act out guy. You
I don't
really-
know, but I thought there's been times when I did do it, and then I listened back, and they're like, "Nope, same exact voice."
Yeah, Dan. Have you known? How long have you known Dave?
I've known Dave for like 2-3 years now.
Okay, I've known Dave significantly a very long time, and I cannot think of a time that you have ever changed your voice.
No,
I cannot. Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't. I really can't ever think of a time.
Yeah.
Well-
yeah, for an actor, I cannot think about it.
No.
I don't
that's
know,
all-
Yeah,
there's-
you do act outs, but they're never
Yeah, I don't-
impressions or voices.
Yeah.
Wait, when did? Oh, I had to do impressions in Iron Comic the other.
Yes, maybe.
And I did
right,
a pretty, I did a pretty good Seinfeld and Hitler.
Yeah. Your two major
I didn't
strengths.
combine them. I didn't
Yeah.
combine
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is true. It would have been an Iron Comic, and and also to watch it happen is fucking amazing. Yeah,
It does
it's
need
so
to be
good.
said. Praises do need to be sung, and especially because I know it'll make you a little uncomfortable. That I get the privilege of hosting this podcast with like a 6-7 time winning Iron Comic. Do not roast. I'm gonna look right into the camera when I say this. Do not which way is he? He's behind me. Do not roast this man, whichever way he is on me. He will fucking destroy you. This guy's a monster. He's a
Wait,
machine.
no, Iron Comic has nothing to do with roasting. It's
Not
I thought
always,
the
you're
whole
right.
thing was that you write the set, but it's supposed to be at the other person.
no. That's just no. They give you a topic and you
Oh.
write on that topic.
Oh, you can roast him. Like,
Yeah,
go and
roast the shit
fuck
out- I-
roast him. He's easy to roast.
roast. I've only done. Have you done a roast battle?
I have. Well, yeah.
Yeah, this Jew-Italian.
not
easy
not
to
the
roast.
roast battle, but like like
There's
a,
no wait. For the roast battles on Comedy Central.
Well,
Nothing
it
in
was-
Philadelphia is the
It
roast
was
battle.
well.
I love
okay,
those guys.
sorry.
I love those.
This will
guys.
also. I'm gonna make some of our friends who are comedians in Philly love us on this episode because I got to talk about Los Angeles a lot. Sorry, roast battle was an actual show for a long time before it became a Comedy Central show. I would never be allowed on TV, as evidenced by the shit that we say here. No, roast battle used to be a very long running live show at I think it was at the store I think the whole time, but definitely for like when I was in LA. And so I know a lot of people. You could just sign up,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like you needed to be like anyone important to be on it at the time. But you did. The sign-ups were like 6-7 months in advance, so you had to like really
that's
sign up
good,
in
though,
advance.
'cause you-
I never did it though.
Yeah, I've only done it once, and it was me and Rob Stant, who you've all heard of. He's fucking Mr. Instagram.
We need to tell. We're on
Yeah,
the
I
internet.
don't-
Why do we on the internet need to talk about Rob Stant? He
Yeah.
owns the internet.
We went into
mean,
like
it's a-
triple overtime,
Wow.
but
Yeah, I
not-
was gonna say you're both great joke writers.
not for good reasons. That's the thing. Yeah,
Oh.
we never did it before. Because roast, everyone else like slam, slam, slam. Me and Rob instead wrote like whimsical musings about one another.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like tied to. I thought I had like a slam because all I know, like, I didn't know him that well. Like, I knew he's like got a dead dad, an Asian fiance at the time,
Yeah.
and he looks like every human character in a Pixar movie. But other than that, yeah. So it's just two people like roasting each other's physical appearance.
Right.
Neither of us are much to look at.
Well, that kind of happened with the real roast battle because it got so popular that people. I mean, and even back then, it'd be a bunch of nobodies, but the panel would be like Chappelle and Tosh and stuff. So everyone wanted to be on it, with this weird idea that something would happen if you did well. Of course, that's not true. But like, people would just sign up with anybody. So you'd get all these roasts where people didn't know each other, and the roasts
Yeah.
were like whatever. The roasts that are good are when you know enough about the person to like dig in. Like, not only do you know they have a dead dad, you know what
Yeah.
their dad died of. Like, that's
exactly.
when it's a good roast joke.
Well, they tried to originally schedule me with a complete stranger, a guy named Bavik, which meant like all I would have to do is just
Bavik Patel.
say, yeah. I would just have to throw
okay,
a bunch
so
of
it is
yeah.
somebody that is a known. Okay,
I know.
person.
I mean, yeah, he's like
He's new.
I've met him
Okay.
once since then, but I don't fucking know
That
him.
would have
like,
been an onslaught.
I-
that would have.
he
You
would've-
would have.
or it
No,
would've
no,
just
no.
been-
You would have. He is a sweet boy.
Well, then I don't want. Yeah, I would have just
Stepping
had to
into the
throw a
ring with a
bunch of
tiger.
racial slurs. Like,
yeah, yeah.
all right, let's.
You're still speaking in the voice, right?
I'd have to do my Apu.
But please don't do it on the podcast.
But did they kill Apu or did they replace? Did they have an actual Indian actor for him now?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll look that up. I
don't know. I know that Hank Azaria stepped down. He quit.
Well, no, he's got like 87 other different
Yeah,
roles,
doesn't
but
care.
yeah.
He
I
can
feel
drop
like
the
I
one.
derailed. I'm sorry. I just felt like I derailed the show then because we had the Friar Club thing, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
you
we'll
were
talk
talking
about-
about
'cause
It's
yeah,
okay.
types. Yeah, it's
Well,
okay.
no, roasting because I did a regular roast that week too, the same week as the roast battle, and it was great. I don't know why. It's not. It feels like it's not the same kind of joke writing
Okay.
when you're like doing an entire roast set as opposed to going back and forth.
Oh yeah, right.
I can't explain. It's
Yeah. When you're taking turns, it's different. And also when you're taking turns, you have to kind of anticipate like comeback like tags and stuff like that. I helped a few people write roast battle jokes, and we also wrote stuff like that, like anticipate the general premises that are going to be used against you, so you can flip them in some kind of a comeback, which you don't get if you're just doing like one set and then the other person's doing another.
Yeah, I used like the same one 4 times. Because like everything was bombing, and it was just, oh, you're done now. Like that's it. Like,
Yeah. When roast battles go bad, they're just painful live entertainment. They're just hard to watch.
I hate instances when I have to be quick on my feet. I'll always say something adequate enough, but on that ride home, and probably when I'm trying to fall asleep that night, I will think of 80 more clever things that I could have said.
100%,
And
all the time.
It makes me saying something and getting a laugh, and then realizing something better. Like,
Yep.
I hate it more than having a bad set.
Now, dude, I know it is a very specific anger when you remember the perfect, and the closer you are to that moment, to me, the more angry I get. Like, if I think of it in the shower the next morning, I'm angry. But if I think of it after I've stepped off stage and I'm still in the room, rage of like 10,000 suns. It took me, a minute and a half longer to think of like the perfect comeback. Yeah.
Yeah, but that minute and a half, it would be an eternity. Like,
Oh yeah, there's no way. There's no way
you
you'd be
have
able
to.
to.
Yeah, 4 seconds.
I
is
feel like
too long.
headliners, given they have that long set, that they get to string people along long enough. Like, that's the other thing. With the set lengths that we generally get to do, it's hard to stop a show and just engage with people. Like the show that I did this weekend where everyone was kind of tight for my set. I was crowd working people, but I was like touching on them, 1 or 2 riffs, and then getting out. And the headliner, hopefully, she must have been watching me because when she started her set, every single one of her jokes was introduced with like a 1.5 minute like conversation with like a table, and then she'd use that as a platform into 1 or 2 jokes. So it was like smart because she knew like these people need constant talking to and engagement, and like I was losing them even with little riffs. So it's like it could be like that sometimes too, like, you know, the longer you talk to somebody, the more you do it, I think, in general.
Well, yeah, I feel like we're probably more the types that because we have to address it, but we're always going to steer it back into our material. Yeah.
Right, we're not going to be like, okay, the next 5 minutes of this set is going to be me just talking to this idiot and having some completely unfunny responses, hopefully setting up time. Like I'm a big fan of Sam Morrill's clips that he puts up, and it's almost all him, exclusively him dealing with hecklers. And, you know, he, like a lot of people, he strings them along, and you can see the gears turning in his head, and he strings them along long enough to buy himself the time to do that. I got 15 minutes up there. You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
true.
I don't have time to do that, really.
Yeah.
So
That's a good point.
I have a plan. I usually have like 2 jokes I really want to tell, and then 1 joke I know is good and people will actually like love, so I know I'll get some laughs. Bang, that's 12, 13 minutes right there for me, because I'm such a motherfucker who won't shut up, I guess is the...
Yes. That is the perfect way to put it.
That's how I would describe my joke style.
Yeah.
Shut up already.
I mean, we took the time to, like, man, you were still on. So
Jesus fucking Christ.
there was an Indian name up there. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
named-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, there's the
Satyajit
problem
Ray?
with this is that the first initial thing that popped up was this guy.
No, I don't
Because
think
this
That
is
guy looks like
this
he
doesn't
died in
look right at all.
1984.
that guy
And
looks
that
like
guy-
he's
yeah.
the dockmaster on Epstein's
don't know why
Island.
I
That guy
having
was
such a
probably the voice
problem?
for Apu on the Tracy Ullman show,
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
and then died before The Simpsons became its own thing.
I'm having like such a problem for some reason. I don't know why, because it's a fairly
It's okay. And that
simple
guy's
question.
not Indian either.
No,
so-
not at
Yeah,
all.
it's
That's
all
what I'm saying.
problematic.
I mean,
And yeah, it's
I-
getting
no,
that
you
guy
know-
looks like he'd stab an Indian in the back to get that role.
I'm gonna guess that there isn't, because I seem to remember Hari Kondabalu.
How to go release a documentary.
He had that
about the problem
documentary,
with the poo.
and then I
problem with the
read a
poo.
thing with him recently where he said, like, in a way, part of him regrets that Apu isn't a character anymore. That the result of that documentary was the eradication of Apu rather than just somebody taking him over.
Right.
Because well, whatever. But
I'd hate
the-
to be a. I'd regret it because I'd be a comedian more known for that than my comedy.
Yeah, was Hank Azaria a stand-up? I don't know.
No,
don't
I
think
meant the guy that got because the Harry dude.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't know. Like that's
Harry's
forever going to
alright.
be associated with his name now. Yeah,
He's
but
funny.
no matter what he does on stage, he's going to be associated with ruining a childhood institution for a
Hey.
whole generation of people.
Yeah, but in his defense, nobody could ruin The Simpsons the way seasons 20 and up have
Simpsons,
ruined
yeah.
The Simpsons. So
20,
they
wow,
did it to
you're-
themselves.
That's generous of
Yeah,
you.
no, I know.
But
you
it's-
could probably go to like 15 and up.
It's gonna. The Simpsons is gonna be on maybe when we're dead, and it's which at that point, see, if the Simpsons gets to 100 seasons, it will be good for 7% of it.
Yeah.
But that 7% was so
Amazing.
iconic.
Yeah,
that-
one of the reasons I'm a comedian now, like when I write
Yeah.
comedy, I fucking want to be Conan O'Brien in that fucking writer's room, you know?
It's grandfathered in.
Yeah,
It
100%.
can do no wrong.
100%. But maybe Conan and Hank Azaria never had to do some of the rooms that I had to do. Because I'm like you, I don't do anything with my career at all. You mentioned a guy who's really, really good at it, my friend Rob Stant. That guy's moving so fast. He's been doing comedy for 3-4 years now, and he's headlining everywhere. And it is because he's hilarious, but also because he works. He does all the other stuff that you have to do with comedy. I, like you, you said that you spoke to me because that's what I do. I go, it doesn't matter. I didn't send any messages to see if I could get booked. It doesn't matter that I didn't work on my scripts and try to make my scripts any better, because I went and I performed, and I'm a better performer for that. It's like, yeah, all right. But
Yeah.
like,
When
you know,
when that happenstance just falls into my lap, though, I'm ready for
yeah,
it.
exactly. When I'm ready for that, and then I end up telling myself that in rooms like, I talked about some LA rooms. I did a show at a place called the Clown House, which is the tagline of the place is the House of 10,000 Clowns.
Oof.
It is covered. I gotta say, the actual room itself, interesting in a where the fuck am I? It is a room that I don't know, size of like a living room, and it's just clown lamps, clown pictures, clown statues, just truly 10,000 clowns everywhere. And you perform on a 6-inch elevated stage, like very small. They have a light set up and everything, but you perform to an audience of about 15 people. Of which the night that I performed, maybe there was about 7 people there. Yeah, it was rough. It was a pretty
fill the
rough
Clown House.
It was a pretty rough show at the Clown House. A lot of comics. I don't know if it still exists, but a lot of comics ended up doing the Clown House. But the weird thing is that like, so this is why the Philly comedians hate when I talk about LA, because like things that are just completely routine in LA sound like I'm bragging. The headliner on that show was Nicole Byer from Nailed It,
Okay.
which was crazy because she didn't want to be there either, and she just talked about this like heinous shit that she took in an airport bathroom. Maybe it became a joke, I don't know, but it was fucking hilarious. So now every time I see her, like whenever Nailed It comes up on my Netflix, I'm like, fuck, I was in a room of 100,000 clowns with this woman before.
But 7 non-clowns.
Yeah, 7 non-clowns.
Oh, yeah. I like those intimate shows. Like, Neil's last show I was on had 7 people.
Nah.
But I had fun. I had
You can't
fun.
see
You walked
Neil-
him right into that.
I feel
you
like
walked him right into it.
I wish
feel
I
like
was
hopefully
diabolical
three-
enough
yeah.
to have planned
Hopefully
that.
3 of them are listening to us because you get one-on-one time with each of them. Hey, listen to my fucking podcast. I
got
know I
5
made
people
fun of the
in
one's haircut, but like
Yeah.
That's
It was
okay.
great.
Bald guys can make fun of haircuts, I
it's
feel.
I think I got a little too personal because I do feel like a bad haircut is insulting to a bald person. I feel like
Right,
It's like
you
you
look at
have
what you've done
Yeah.
with what you've been given. Yeah.
I want to live vicariously through. Like I want, like married dudes ask, like, hey, tell me about fucking this chick. Like, hey, do
They-
something good with
they
your
ask you
hair. You can do it. I can't.
No, 100%. 100%. You have this gift. That's why people always like, I wouldn't, like, oh my God, a bald barber. It's like, no, that's who you want. You want the guy that knows exactly like what the value of what he's working with
That's
is.
true.
And who other than us knows the value of like, I'll have the same bad haircut for the rest of my life.
Shout out Rick Giuliani. What's up going on,
All
dude?
right.
I go to Rick Giuliani. Get a
Yeah.
Rick job.
All right.
Oh, I
well,
go to
gotta get
my-
that Rick job.
I take a razor blade into the bathtub.
So my ex of 5 years, she was a hairdresser, and it was always like weird going to like her work related parties because everybody was super cool and had like super cool haircuts, and it was like I felt like it was obvious that I was the only one at the party that shaves his head like upside down in the sink.
Did you
You
rock
know?
the hat to those two?
100%. That's why I rock the hat. Well, I rock the hat because I'm lazy, and you know, when you have short hair, you have to stay on it all the time. That's
Yeah.
the one thing I'm really jealous of people with hair. You can go those like 4 or 5 weeks and that's a tight haircut. You might be able to go a little longer depending on like your hairstyle. Not me. If I'm not on top of this thing, it ends up
Yeah.
looking like this, and I have to fucking cover it up.
We got to the more hair we have, the balder we look.
Yes,
That's
100%.
how it goes. Yeah, I've gone over a week now. It's
Yeah.
it's because it's strong out here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start to go from Jason Statham to like George Costanza
Yeah,
real quick.
you
Yeah.
need the sides to blend in with the top.
Yeah.
And I got lazy,
It happens.
but yeah, it's what it is.
That's why God invented hats, you know?
Got it. Yeah. Although I always felt like, because I used to wear a hat when I did go to barbers. Like, is it insulting if I just walk out the front door and throw a hat on right away?
Yeah, I know what you mean. When the few times I'm like lazy or I have a show or something, I will actually go to like, you know, Supercuts and just like pay them to shave my head. Doesn't happen that often, but every time I do, I'm always wearing a hat in because my hair is ungodly long for me to be in that situation. And I immediately just put it right back on as soon as they're done. Like, yep, this accomplished nothing. Still just covering this shit up.
Way to waste your mousse, asshole.
Oh man. What about you? Has there ever been like a really, really bad venue or a crazy venue that you've done?
There's okay because we want to talk about audience threatening us, but that's
No,
for another show. Yeah, I want to talk about
specifically venues themselves rather than the audience members.
Like similar to the like. There's the. You ever done like a beef and beer or a thing like that?
Yeah.
I did a cancer benefit, which. All right, let's talk about this. First of all, the two comics that put it together were friends with the cancer girl.
Okay.
And I had assumed that they were friends with everybody. No, they were only friends with cancer girl. I forgot her name. So that's not.
That's okay. Cancer girl's fine as long as you didn't call her that during your set.
But it was on the flyer for the beef and beer. Except there was 18 other events on the flyer, like, 50-50 raffles, food, alcohol, bottom right corner, comedy. Plus the flyer background was light blue. The wording was dark blue. So it was very missable on the thing. It was run by this comic, Steve Kane. I don't know if Steve.
I performed with him recently.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I think he's hilarious. He's not mentally challenged, but he is okay if people don't know that.
I did a show where we took weed edibles, and I gotta say, Steve Kane on like 2 or 3 weed gummies. Yeah, you're right. He's not mentally handicapped. Virtually indistinguishable after 3
but
weed
he's
gummies.
He's okay with people thinking he is.
Yeah.
So he kind of gets up and he's like, "Oh, I thought this was I thought this was a pro-cancer benefit." And there was no one. It just came out of nowhere. No one knew. This girl was like walking by the table I was sitting. It's like, I'm actually embarrassed right now, shit like that. And he was the host, and this other friend Julie, who I think stopped doing comedy. They came in around the same time.
Yeah, she had purple hair.
Yeah. But by the time of this, between the two of them, they had performed maybe 5 open mics combined. So they went up. She, I think, knew a few more people. She did okay. And then Cody Wright went up. Who, we'll have him on.
Funny.
I love Cody. Yeah. He fucking did great. And I was like, oh, cool. Some momentum. And then Steve gets up. All right. And then some lady just walks right in front of him and goes, nope. It's smoke break time. So, yeah. At the cancer benefit, everybody went outside to smoke a cigarette.
That's so fucking funny.
And I was like, well, there goes that fucking momentum. But then they all started coming back in, and there was a DJ there. Oh, that was more prominent on the flyer, that there would be music. And then they started, they requested a song, and he's like, all right, I'll play one song. And then, the dance floor turned into a thing. And then I was like, Steve was like, I'm going to go shut this down. I'm like, no, let them fucking dance. Whatever, I'll go on after the song. And then the next song just started right after that one. And I was like, I don't have to go up. I don't get paid for this. I got some free beer. It's 20 minutes from my house.
This is still a
I can
benefit
go
for
home.
them. Yeah, you don't need to do it.
But Steve waves him off. No, we're done. So all these people are just fucking angry at me now.
Yeah.
I was defending him.
Yeah.
And so I went up, and they just were at the table, and they just intentionally loudly talking amongst, they were, I've heard the conversation. They knew they could talk lower to hear the ones across from the table at each other.
Yeah.
And so I ended up really just talking to Cancer Girl, so it was me in a room full of 100 or so people talking to 2 of them.
Ooh, baby.
That's great.
She was sweet though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a nice-
Because I made a joke right off. Oh, I didn't know you'd have a full head of hair. I did this out of solidarity.
No, there you go. It's a good sense of humor about it. She
But
likes
yeah,
being called
I
Cancer Girl, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the worst one that I haven't got threatened at.
That's pretty bad.
Even though
Yeah.
Neil, you've done a few of those shows where it was also run by Cody Wright. It was like the short film festivals. So it was comic, short film, comic.
I
short
have
film.
actually not done those. I have not done those. I was going to reference the one I did at the Hideaway in Atlantic City.
Oh, that
I've
was
heard some stories
that's where
about
I was
this place.
I was the house comic there.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
really?
that's probably
And
why I heard the story.
I loved it, but
No, I mean, this was after. I think this must have been after. This was and long story short, the actor, the main character from The Bronx Tale.
I was on that.
Yeah, you were on
wait,
that show with me.
Was I on? Okay, because
You were on one of the. So they had him for like a weekend, and I was on one night. I couldn't remember if I saw you my night or if you.
I don't
were
think
on
I
a
was
different
on your
night.
show.
Yeah, I think it was. I think you were on a different night. What we didn't know was we thought he was doing comedy, and very simply, that is not what he did.
Nope.
Right.
What happens is we do comedy, and then he comes up for a Q&A.
Oh wow.
And the
yeah.
Q&A is largely about him making amends over his drug problems and his incarceration.
Oh wow.
So it's
like
just
a Steve, a Steve-O set basically.
it's
but
a-
not as interesting as
his
Steve-O.
ends with his
Yeah.
is probably more
No,
interesting
it's-
because he
yeah.
was doing a heroin deal with his buddy, and then someone tried to stop them, and his buddy murdered that guy.
Oh,
And that
wow.
guy was a cop.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Way more interesting than
Yeah.
Steve-O.
Yeah, I tried to fuck with him a little because he actually went on in the middle of our show, and I
Yes.
was like, I'm gonna try to razz him a little bit, like, and I was just like, because he plays De Niro's son
Yeah.
in Bronx Tale, and I like, but now he's like older, he's fucking ripped, he's got a mohawk. I was just like, Jesus, you're fucking the scariest aspect
Yeah.
of every fucking De Niro
God,
character.
yeah. He went
You're
from a
fucking-
Bronx Tale
yeah.
to like a Staten Island cautionary tale.
I was like, look at this fucking guy. He's ripped like fucking Raging Bulls, tatted out like Cape Fear, and he's got that fucking 1,000-yard stare of Taxi Driver. And that dude just stared at me, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, well then, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't say that.
I think you were on a night before me because I remember him being very serious. Like he was like, "Hey, I'm not having any jokes tonight.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
We're doing the my apology tour thing."
He shook my hand. Yeah.
I did a
okay.
show at a bar, it's a tiny little bar, that maybe had 15 people in it, and I got like essentially grabbed by the producer before we all went on, and they were like, "Listen, Rachel McAdams is at this show. If you heckle her or call her out, I will never book you again." And I was like a new-ish comic. I've been doing it for like a year or two. So I was like, I took that shit seriously. But it was funny because like she was right there. Like you could see her from the stage. And every time I told a joke, I was like, like I would just like look right at her. And I was like, what held me back mostly is I didn't believe in myself yet as a comic because I was too new. But man, I was like, all I want to do is just like crowd work. And it was right at True Detective season 2. So she was at her like peak, and I just wanted to be like, can you
Wait,
tell me what
no
happened?
one's calling True Detective season 2 anyone's peak.
Well, that's true. That's true. I feel bad. I shouldn't say that itself was her peak, but her career heat.
The peak of that season was that they showed double penetration on HBO. if I recall.
That's just how you rank all HBO.
I mean,
shows,
The
though.
Notebook is her fucking peak.
Yeah, which was that?
Which is, I mean, she's still prominent, but
I
that,
feel
and that
like
was
that was
early.
what launched her. was The
Mean Girls,
Notebook.
I think, was
Oh,
probably
yeah,
what.
you're right, you're
It was
right.
the Mean Girls Wedding Crashers Notebook. That was all kind of in
That was one
same
gauntlet
window.
that she ran. Yeah.
And she's still good.
She's still great. She's
Yeah,
still
I
great.
would have loved to have the.
But I didn't even get to. She was out like before, maybe before the show ended, but definitely by the end of the
Yeah.
show, she was gone.
the celebs never stick around.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Was there she enjoying herself?
She really
Yeah,
liked my
sorry.
set. Yeah,
Okay,
she
cool.
loved my
All right,
set.
that's what I was-
I was also I was still young enough as a comic. I was in that phase where I didn't black out per se on my sets, but like you know what I mean. Like when you're young and you go up and you still don't have that presence to fully be in the moment. So I remember getting off stage and I thought I had a pretty good set. But then one of my friends was like, "Yo, Rachel McAdams loved your set," and I was like, "Fucking yeah."
Oh man, and that.
Meanwhile, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I have
fucking. Hey, put me in Wedding Crashers 2.
right.
Or
Although, see, okay, now I get to name drop more because you guys have opened Pandora's box on that one. I had Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell ruin a fucking set of mine. I booked one of we have a mutual close friend, and she's a comedian. Her name's Jackie Tone. Super fucking funny. She's in Glow. Check her out. She's awesome. And I booked her on my last show in LA, my produced show. I booked all my friends. And so she was my headliner, and I didn't realize, but her friends, Kristen and Dak, came out to see her. And it was in like kind of a small-ish room, but everyone had found out. So I went up first and was doing the first set. And everybody was too hyped on like it was weird. It was almost as if the audience had like a mental check-in with two members of the audience before they would react to anything I was saying on stage. They were all like, Are the demigods laughing? Well, then no, we won't laugh. It actually made me like annoyed. I hear they're very nice people. I didn't.
I'm
meet
a
them,
little
but-
disappointed by your story though, just because the way you said that they ruined it, I didn't realize it was just from their presence. I thought it was going to end, and that's what made Dak realize he had to go back to rehab.
Okay, I do have a story
Oh.
though. They did fuck with my career actually.
Oh.
So they had a dog, a little dog that Dax Shepherd,
Dax Shepard?
whatever his name
Oh,
is, her
that-
husband, right? Isn't that his name?
Yeah, but it sounded like the dog
Dax
breed.
Shepard? No. I don't know what they named the dog. My friend Jackie named him Glenn. But anyway, he was the sweetest little dog, but he didn't like me. He liked everyone else in the world, and he didn't like me. And it was fucked up because I'm like a dog whisperer type of person. I'm usually the other way around. Like dogs that don't like people love me. This dog loved everyone but me. Whenever he saw me, he growled, he barked. And of course, I understand why people thought this. They thought that he could see the secret evil inside of me that no one else could see. And I get it. I would think the same thing if it wasn't happening to me. This like almost estranged me from certain people. Like not completely. If it was a sitcom, it would be like they wouldn't talk to me. But I definitely felt like there was now a gap between me and certain people because this fucking dog that they gave to their friends because they were allergic to didn't like me. Great dog.
Yeah, that's the guy the dog doesn't
What
like.
was it, a hairless?
It was like one of those little dogs that looks like Dobby from Harry Potter. Has like the big ears that stick out.
Okay.
I don't know what they're called. Tiny little.
I don't.
lap
I
dog.
hate animals.
Yeah. He's a nice dog.
I see
mean,
that
he's
for
my
LA
dog,
though. Like, yeah, that's the guy the dog doesn't like. He doesn't like him, like that kind of thing. You're like,
That's-
oh
I
my
didn't
god, that dog doesn't like him.
That
he
was your
loves me.
identifier.
They would
at
have
that
writing
point?
groups at Jackie's house that I would find out that I didn't get invited to because her dog hated me.
Okay, well that's mental illness.
It's fucked up. It's
Yeah.
fucked up. And just because this fucking dog. All right, I'm not even
Yeah.
getting into it. I don't even get
Don't
into
go
it.
And why
full
does everyone have
Seinfeld.
to fucking rely on dog first impressions? Sometimes dogs are wrong.
Yeah.
Remember the 50s? A lot of those dogs were wrong.
That's right. I think he was a Selma dog reincarnated. That's what I'm gonna go with. All right.
You're not
I
supposed
did.
to use specific names.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I did a few other weird ones too. I'll get them out of the way now while I'm in my name drop section of my thing. I did a show under an overpass, Route 5 overpass. There was this guy that would produce these pop-up shows, and he was a really nice guy, and they were pretty fun, but like obviously no one was there because you were literally guerrilla pop-up show, and he was like, if the cops show up, the show's over, so I'm sorry if you don't get to go up. And I would just do this shit because I was like, ooh, comedy. So I performed with this guy in an alleyway. I performed in front of a warehouse loading dock with Milana Weintraub, the AT&T girl, very nice
Oh
girl.
God,
Yes.
that's my celebrity crush.
We'll talk after the show. My girlfriend and her mom are watching. Hi, and so
I
I'm not
wasn't
gonna
going to
I'm not
talk
gonna
about
how she's-
fucking. What are
well,
you?
no, she's the most. Listen, I just want to say she is like. She's in that strata. There is a strata of people that are like so good looking that you doubt that
Oh,
they're real.
I recognize
Yeah.
the hierarchy.
Yeah. And I've never really met anyone like that until her, where I was like, okay, I can see why you're a national spokesperson. You just look better than your average human. Like, not just that she's pretty, just like the shot. She had like a shine, like an aura. It was like, okay, you weirdly enough are famous, and I can see that. It was weird. But then I did. The overpass was Rick Shapiro, who's like a,
I know.
you know,
yeah,
Rick
he was
Shapiro.
on Lucky Louie.
Yeah, really nice dude.
Seen his dick.
Oh yeah, yes, really nice dude. And then
Nice dick.
yeah, and then and under the
He
overpass,
talked about. Yeah, he said he had to like chub it up a little bit so it looked bigger on the show.
That makes
So
sense.
he was jerking off on the set of Louie before
Nice.
Louie was famous for jerking off.
There's no plans around.
Credit to him though. I mean, rest in peace. I think he's dead, but credit to him. He watched everybody's set and would like came up to me. He's like, "Man, I really like that joke," and I was like,
Nice.
"Oh, thanks." So yeah,
But,
that was fun. Even
we-
though it was under an overpass next to like a hobo encampment.
I did. I brought up those film festival shows. I got threatened at one. I'll talk about a different one because these thematically were so fucking terrible because the movies that they showed at these things were deadly serious for the most part. They opened up the first show they did. They opened up with like this video. It was like a point of view version, and this guy going to each room in his house, and in each room a scene played out from his life that ultimately led him to kill himself.
Yeah.
And then to make it worse, they showed the little black and white picture at the end of the movie with the two dates underneath that that were closer than you'd want them to be. And then right away, like, and now the comedy show.
Oh my god!
And I was sitting back with the first comic that was about to go up, and I was like, dude, I dare you to make a suicide joke right off the bat. And then he went up to the stage, and then the picture came up, and I'm, no, don't do it. It's a real person.
That's
and he did not
hilarious.
see that. He
Oh no!
did it.
Oh,
and
my
he
God.
got banned from all the rest of the
Fuck.
shows.
That's amazing.
But that's when I like, because stereotypically people would say the worst audience is bachelorette parties.
that's the meme.
Yeah,
you know.
But I will counter that and say the worst, and I know we've been talking about it, are actors. And I'm not talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
like the real ones, that like just the wannabe actors that were filling out these. That was the audience of these,
yeah,
because they hate watching another person get
succeed.
that laugh.
Just
So they
attention-
started
attention in general.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
stepped on all, like every time I got a punchline, they started shouting out their own interpretation of the punchline.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
we got the
Yeah, we
we
got to
have-
do the news.
The news.
yeah, we got a surplus of news jokes tonight because
I feel like that conversation was so good. We might have to come back to it.
Oh, yeah.
because, I think we barely scratched the surface of the shit shows that we've done, but
Agreed.
we do have to do the news.
Okay.
Want to go first?
All right, here was my favorite. This made me think, ooh, it's going to be a strong week, and then it all went downhill. Charlottesville tiki torture killed himself before drug smuggling trial. He couldn't handle the fact that he wasn't equipped to handle representing himself in court, and that, in fact, a Jew would have to replace him.
I like it. Of course, that one was your favorite.
Obviously.
All right, you're gonna make me call an audible, and joke 17's going first now.
Is this a joke off or?
No.
just similar?
I don't
Okay.
have one on that one. I don't think. But the CEO of YouTube is stepping down. Just officially stepping down from her position. She is expected to be replaced in the next 30 seconds with a pickup artist, followed by a guy yelling about the government, and then a video above anti-Semitic conspiracy theories.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I can see why you went to that one.
Yeah.
Good. All right, we're trying a new timing thing out. Hey,
Our timing is off,
I will
everybody, so
never.
we're trying to work on it.
There's no fourth wall I won't break.
I know.
U.S. recovers all priority sensor and electronics from downed Chinese balloon. This gave the U.S. great insight onto why the Chinese flew this balloon over us, too, because it would have been way too painful to smuggle all that stuff up someone's ass.
I like it. Okay, kind of a joke off. Same premise, because, the balloon. What we got to keep talking about it. U.S. officials say the Chinese balloon that was shot down had been aimed at Hawaii and blown off course to the Dakotas. Defense experts agree. If you plan to be in Hawaii and end up in Fargo, it's just better at that point to be shot.
Yes.
Christ,
Nice.
I will never get tired of laughing at the Dakotas.
Yeah, me either.
Woman accused of dismembering lover attacks her attorney in open court. Unfortunately for the lawyer, no one in the court intervened because they wanted to see if there was any validity to the rumor that lawyers' limbs can regenerate.
Oh, yeah, lizards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay. Better than I hit my head against that joke for like an hour and I couldn't come up with anything.
good
So-
late
Aw,
night
you
joke.
got so excited. You got.
I got excited
such a-
'cause I-
You got such a glimmer in your eye that I thought we had a joke off coming.
You know what? I realized I might have accidentally communicated that. I was just excited because you succeeded where I
Man,
failed, and I'm
I
happy
cannot
for you.
read your symbols at all. I feel like we'd have a fucking Me Too case if that ever happened.
Trying to
No,
steal
I-
third base.
What? He had the
coaches.
glimmer in his eye.
That's
I thought
true.
that meant yes.
I'm officially consenting though here
Toy.
in public, so you have that. Okay. An Ohio metal plant has exploded this week, forcing Governor Mark DeWine to say, "Our state is on fire from Cincinnati to East Palestine. Our people are sick. Our economy is in a free fall." That's right. Things are looking up in Ohio. I'll never get tired of bashing on Ohio.
God
Fuck
damn.
Ohio.
I know. I've never even been to a Dakota. I've been to Ohio, and yeah, it all works. All right, here's one. This one could get me in trouble. Brittany Mahomes, wife of Chief star quarterback, demands apology after Super Bowl. The people who this was directed at responded to her by saying, "Not until whoever set you up with Patrick apologizes for not introducing you to Ray Rice first."
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Hello, TikTok.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm not
be hearing
posting
from
that
you
one.
real soon.
It's not clever enough. It's just that's just me openly wanting a woman to get beat up by an NFL player because she annoys me slightly.
Yeah, sure. I
So
get
much
it.
better when it's explained.
There were layers on that until you cut right through.
I don't think there was a single layer.
There was. All right, let's say plausible deniability
Yeah.
before you got rid of it. The DA drops gun charge against Alec Baldwin, shooting to continue on Rust. And if anyone survives that, they'll finish the movie.
There you go.
Glad you took it. I laid off Baldwin this week.
Yeah, you went at him a couple weeks
Oh
ago.
yeah,
you gave it to him
I've
pretty
made my
good.
bread and butter on Baldwin. Why do they call it? Stop calling it a prop gun. If it kills people, it's a gun. Yeah, I did
the
an impression
Seinfeld.
for you guys.
There
Yeah.
it is.
And they're friends too. He should have done that. All right. First of two celebrity death jokes. Raquel Welch, actress and Hollywood sex symbol, dead at 82. Known for being the pinup poster in Andy Dufresne's jail cell, I wish I could tell you that Rachel fought the good fight and the illness went away. I wish I could tell you that.
God
damn it.
What a beautiful
That was
joke.
beautiful. That was
Thank
great.
you, thank
That
you.
was
That's for the comedy fans.
Yeah,
that's not.
that's
yeah.
you almost slipped into an impression there. You
Yeah,
got a
there
little-
I'm not doing
Morgan
black voice on.
No,
I
it's
only do
okay.
Jew voice on this show.
And we thank you for it.
Oh man. Okay. I have one, and we may have a joke off since you said you have two. So I'll just do mine. Oh, hold on, when I can find it. I'm a fucking mess today. Oh no, I want to do this one. Melania Trump. Let me try that again because I
she
got to
die?
pause.
Oh,
I got to
You're good.
pause.
You're
Let me
good.
try
I
this
got
again.
you. I got you.
Melania Trump is starting a dating site for conservative women called Only Right. The former First Lady hopes this website will be more successful than her last website, Backpage.com.
There you go. Bang.
Yeah, thank you. Bang.
Nice.
Bang, bang.
Like it.
Okay. Well, then I'll save my. Yeah, I do.
No,
them in
do yours and then I'll
I
do
do them
mine.
in chronological order. You want me to skip ahead? Do two celebrity death jokes in a row?
If you want to double up?
All right, I'll skip ahead. All right. Law and Order SVU actor and comedian Richard Belzer dead at 78. NBC would like his show to do a tribute to him, but unfortunately, it probably won't since there was no sign of a suspected rape to go along with his death.
Okay. All right. I like it. Where were we here? Okay, 9 children were shot at a Florida gas station this week, shocking the community until they learned that that's just part of vocational training in Florida.
Wow, you
Yeah,
went
I'm
right
really
for
going around the United States.
The dead kid joke. Or did they die, or they're all?
Oh, they just got shot.
Okay.
I don't read these stories.
I only read them.
I don't read these stories.
I only read the stories when it's about a kid getting shot. If the kid lives, play ball. I know, but yeah, I come up with the jokes sometimes, but I don't give a paper
Just
trail.
to give you the conceit of the segment.
Yeah.
Just being like, I don't read them.
I
Dave.
don't
so
read
wait,
them. I just read them.
Did a third celebrity die this week? Because you said I
no.
thought you had a joke off prepared for.
I do.
Celebrity.
If you want to read your celebrity, as soon as I can find it in my chicken scratch.
Oh wait.
Yeah, go ahead. You have.
No,
you have a celebrity
I'm
joke?
done with the dead celebrity joke. I
He
have
did
plenty
too.
more.
Yeah.
You did. I
I
don't
did
keep
too.
count. I haven't been keeping count. Okay, I have one.
Okay.
This is not dead celebrity, but you'll like this one. Bruce Willis's family has announced he has dementia, ending his acting career. After the release of his final film, Look Who's Talking to the Wall.
Okay. Well, that's a franchise with a dead actress. At least.
Yeah.
It's something.
There
It's
you go.
something.
It's kind of death. Bruce Willis is not doing well.
Here's a topic I got a request for. So, I did my best. Denver council member dragged himself onto stage before a political debate due to lack of wheelchair accessibility. It actually gave him an advantage in the debate, though, as dragging your ass across the stage is considered one way to make it your territory.
Yeah, little dog joke.
Yeah, I had the pressure put on.
It's okay. Yeah, you were doing a request. That's nice. Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene suggested a national divorce of red states and blue states this President's Day. But after seeing her in the Republican leadership, blue states have announced they're just stepping out to buy some cigarettes.
Nice. Okay. This is a reach.
Let's do
let's
it.
try.
I'll ride with you.
I'm probably trying to get way too clever for my own good here. Electrical outage at JFK Airport leaves passengers stranded. They're still trying to figure out whether the airport was struck by a bolt of lightning that was hovering over the air traffic control tower or one of those two ominous-looking clouds nearby over the grassy patch.
Oh, God. Nice.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
See,
I like
it's
it.
too clever to be funny.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wrinkled a little too much, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's like a Dave Barry. Some Starbucks vanilla drinks are being recalled for possibly having glass in them, which spells good news for those of us that prefer our macchiatos with 2 pumps mouth blood.
Nice.
Thank you.
PETA offers to pay for Oscar Mayer Wienermobile's stolen catalytic converter if it becomes vegan mobile. Unfortunately, Oscar Mayer had tried this in the past and had to change it back because every time it tried to park in a garage, it would spit it out.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I like that one. I'm giving it a yes.
Thank you. I didn't know we were voting.
No, we don't need
I'm
to.
voting on all
It's
of
getting
yours
a
now.
rose.
We don't need
It's
to.
getting a rose.
Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy gave over 40,000 hours of January 6 footage to only Tucker Carlson. It's expected Tucker will look for evidence that hurts the Democrats after he's combed through the footage of the fascist insurrection and has finished masturbating. It's all right. That one was my
Cute.
long
It's
walk.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
All right, we got them out of our system now?
Yeah, that
I
was my
only
long
got-
walk joke. I think they're all
Oh, no, I
toy-
have another. Okay.
Okay.
I have one. Let's see. This one's not that funny. I had to. You told me how many. I was like, all right, I'll keep in the okay ones too.
Yeah, keep them in.
Family raises over $262,000 for 72-year-old Domino's employee who fell delivering pizzas. Unfortunately, by the time he came to pick it up, it had been 31 minutes and he received nothing.
Yeah. I love it.
Simple.
Yeah. you know I love that one. Italy faces new drought alert as Venice canals run dry. Italian scientists are puzzled as this is the first time they've ever had to deal with a dry canal. See, it's a pussy joke, Dave. The Italians. Not Italian Americans.
You're hyping us up.
Not
there.
Italian
Yeah, okay,
Americans.
Okay.
Italians.
I have only known dry canals. All right. Michael Jordan sets another record, a $10 million donation to Make-A-Wish. He was originally only going to donate $1 million, but he was feeling more generous after winning out from taking the under on the life expectancy of the kids.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you haven't bet in the under. You'd bet the under. You give yourself a little bit into that joke. I bet the under on the kids.
Yeah, that's how he won.
Yeah.
That's how he. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I don't know the word like doubled, tripled. I don't know the 10 version of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Not a gambler. Not much of a gambler. Just gambling with my safety coming into the studio.
That's true. Because of the street or being caught with me.
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Yeah, both actually. This is a lot of evidence of my collaboration with people Matt Gatz would not like and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Speaking of which, I'm sorry to our live viewers. I'm just
You
fucking
need a
with our
fucking
producer.
stoplight.
I know.
Yeah.
Like-
You're fucking with my, yeah.
What's it called when you try to get on like 476? They have like this
Right,
Yeah.
alternating green lights for both sides of the street. Yeah.
Yes, so we know when to shut the fuck up and when to go. A judge tells Donald Trump it's too late to submit DNA evidence to his upcoming rape trial. Trump apologizes for the delay, citing confusion and his long history of leaving his DNA behind really, really quickly.
Premature ejaculations. Nice.
Thank you.
Always funny.
Yeah.
Even when it happens to. Okay. Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade to be honored at 2023 NAACP Image Awards. In a move to increase their chances of winning this award in future years, they've decided to enter into a throuple with LeBron James so they can win not 2, not 3, not 4. I will just keep going. The joke has no ending.
I like it.
All right.
I like it. Russia prepares to mobilize students to fight in the Ukraine. Spiking traffic to a new social media website, ratemybattalioncommander.com.
Okay. Richard Gere hospitalized overnight while vacationing with his family in Mexico. This is exactly why the medical experts always warn you that for your safety, when traveling to Mexico, you should always bring your own gerbil from home.
Yes. Deep cut. Richard Gere. That I forgot about that until you brought it up. I can't believe I did.
It should be his identifier. When's the last time he's been in a movie?
It's been a long time. It's the gerbil.
He's the
in
gerbil
the
guy
ass.
now.
It's the gerbil in the ass. Yeah. Joe Biden took a surprise trip to the Ukraine this week to show solidarity with Volodymyr Zelensky in the war against Russia. The trip was so shrouded in secrecy, the president didn't even know where he was for most of the past 10 years.
I like that. You cut both ways.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, I shoot both ways here. We're all having fun.
Speaking of Russia, all right, here's my other long-winded one. Brittany Griner is headed back to the Phoenix Mercury, the AP reports. What an amazing story. Once stuck in a place where people of color are searched and detained for a small amount of drugs and doing labor for next to no compensation, now she should probably ask for a trade to another city.
Yeah. I'm into it.
Like Phoenix is the Russia, or Arizona is the Russia of America. Right?
Oh man, you're gonna fuck around and make me tell my joke about Phoenix. I cut it for the day.
If you can recall, just
I have it. I
wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
I have it here.
Okay.
A Nigerian American living in Phoenix was arrested for scamming $3 million from local women in romance scams. The FBI started suspecting something was amiss when multiple women reported meeting the down-on-his-luck Prince of Arizona. That's why I hit the cutting room floor, but it was pertinent.
Yeah. Plus, making fun of any royals is funny.
Sure.
He might sue you.
You
saw that, Meghan Markle. They're looking for ways to sue South Park.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh,
I hope they do it. That'll be a great
They
episode.
didn't use names. They fucking called him the Prince of... They got nothing.
They got nothing on them.
I wish I had a joke for it. Okay. Where was it? Oh, yeah. LGBTQ relationships are finally getting the Bollywood rom-com treatment. This isn't getting as much backlash as expected from Bollywood fans who stated, "You mean to tell me those movies weren't gay before?"
Stupid. And I love it. You'll like this one, Dave. Leiji Matsumoto, the creator of manga, has died at 85 years old. In lieu of flowers, the family asked that you send slimy tentacles.
I felt like it was definitely going to go in a tentacle direction.
I think you're going to like it. It's some demented pervert shit.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's Japanese. All right. Former President Jimmy Carter, 98, enters hospice care as tributes pour in. The doctor said they'll do everything in their power to make sure he's comfortable just as soon as he's done building his own coffin first.
Yes. Love it.
Thank you.
Okay, sticking with politics. The Justice Department declines to charge Congressman Matt Gaetz for sleeping with a 17-year-old on the condition that he bring around Bill Clinton's place and introduce him sometime.
Good week for pedos, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, what would Karl Malone... What was he thinking? He was such a dick about it, too.
I love that the internet came for Jimmy Kimmel for playing Karl Malone before they came for Karl Malone for being Karl Malone. So,
I mean, fuck Jimmy Kimmel. No.
I mean, no,
I hope he recreates both sides of the Will Smith Chris Rock thing at the Oscars.
that would be too amazing.
Two black faces equal. Yeah, it's like multiplying negatives. Two black faces is a positive.
Well, there goes our any chance we were going to host the Oscars.
With that math. All right. New Mexico may become the first state to have an official aroma. Other states aren't likely to follow suit with this, though, after they saw how unpopular it was when New Mexico revealed their aroma, Old Mexico.
That one's so good. I was laughing just at the story. That was amazing. Finally, a Detroit resident sues police after they shot her dog and stuffed it in a trash can. This shocks me personally because everyone knows German Shepherds go in the recycling.
All right, my last one, too. NASA confirms half-ton meteor crashed into South Texas. The citizens of Texas didn't seem too concerned about the meteor, as they usually feel a similar impact anytime a woman from San Antonio sits down. I'd like to say that's homage to Charles Barkley.
Yes, that's what you were referencing, right? Yeah.
Kind of, but actually, it's based in reality. Because I googled fattest city in America, and it was like something like McManus, Texas. So then I googled major cities near whatever, and San Antonio was the closest one.
Sir Charles was right. They got some big women down there in San Antonio.
I know, and he was told by producers to stop talking about them.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But then he went back on and tried to justify it and saying, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying they're big. Yeah. And that surprisingly didn't work with the producers.
Larger women is popular these days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right. He's singing their praises. But anyway.
Wow. So more jokes, not a single head-to-head.
Yeah, that's weird. We wrote our asses off this week and didn't even step on each other's toes. Well, maybe next week.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And maybe we'll have a guest to vote, because that's
true.
That's what we really need.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Someone to keep us competitive.
All right. Who the fuck? Okay, Mark. He's fucking.
All right.
Yeah. What plugs? What plugs do we have coming up?
What shows? Do you have any shows coming up, Dave?
I only have fucking birthday parties this week.
Whose birthday are you going to?
I don't like to divulge that information. No, I don't hang out with comedians.
Because it's my birthday next Monday, February 27th. I'm turning 39, baby. So we can talk about it next week on the pod.
Okay. Are you doing anything?
No.
Okay. 39's nothing to
celebrate.
It's
nothing. It's nothing. I'm old. Yeah. I'm just slow march towards death. It's just another step.
I'm not going to reveal my birthday this year.
Okay.
It's 40, and I don't next year maybe. As 41, I can tell people my birthday.
You don't want anyone making a big hullabaloo.
I don't even get celebrating the zero birth. Like we're all fucking anti-metric system, but then when it comes to every 10 birthdays, come on.
Yeah.
Stop contradicting yourself.
I feel you. So that's all I have planned. Just my birthday. I don't have any shows. This is my weekend off. So yeah,
you do have a show. You have a show February.
Oh my God, I do on Friday. I've been sharing it. You're right. I'm sorry. I do. I wish I had done that to fuck with you, and I wasn't just a hopeless ADD case. I am. Why don't you plug it, since you know all of?
Come on out, Myers Brewing Company. Dave did it. We figured we'd bring in Dan, a better comic. First
of all, I ran that shit as the guest spot.
Yeah, Dan's going to be at Myers Brewing Company.
I can't wait. It's a great lineup. Alex Perlman's on it. How do you get him out of retirement?
Don't.
Well, his TikTok is huge.
Yeah. Yes. Well, he had that thing after the Eagles lost that went viral.
He went viral. He's gone viral.
Oh,
he's been just ranting and he's got a fucking loyal army.
He's great. Henderson High School alum.
He was the first guest we had on my first podcast.
Oh, really? He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Damo Jones. I've seen him on HBO.
Damo's great.
And Paul's on HBO and Punchline. Yeah, Trayvon Fulton. Of course, Alex Perlman, Rachel Rowan, and
really
Justin Kupo, and of course, Dan DeBril.
Hey, all right. I can't wait.
We'll get them all on the show.
Yeah.
Individually. We're not getting more than one.
No, hell no.
They could have better chemistry. We got to fucking divide and conquer.
Yeah, we can't be outnumbered on our own podcast. I won't have it.
And when's my makeup show, Neil?
Your makeup show is going to be coming up soon, buddy.
All right, can't wait. I can't wait to fill you guys in.
That's right.
Hold
and
your
maybe
breath.
a weekend. A weekend would be
nice.
Right?
You want a weekend like a little dirty bitch?
When people show up and we don't have to cancel.
I will.
Because I left here last week. You were like, the show is definitely on. And then the next morning.
Yep, next
Nah.
morning.
Nah.
Yeah. The shows at Ashland Distillery are on Sundays now, so we're gonna get you for a refill show or another show I have coming up because I have 2 other venues that we're gonna look at.
Let's
so
get me on all of them.
let's get you on
Yeah.
all of them.
Let's just make it a whole.
You know I want
I've
that.
brought it
Comics.
every time you've booked me.
Yeah, you can
Sort of,
check
yeah.
me out in. Do you mind?
Oh, no, please plug. Yeah.
Check me out, Delaware this Friday. Obviously, if you don't come to Myers, no big deal. If you're in the Philadelphia region, go over to Myers, hang out, have some beers, have some drinks. Check
It's
out
my
some
birthday,
comedy.
so it is a big deal.
It
Come
is
to Myers.
It's a big fucking deal. And then, of course, check me out at the Waynebrook Inn in Delaware under the Fenris's show. The
nice.
old Fenris in Delaware. Check me out Friday. I'm
My TikTok listeners would know Fenris as the laughing guy.
In all of your
yes.
bar,
When I used to
yeah.
record the jokes at Bar 13.
Great
also,
guy.
yeah.
Fun show.
Follow us on social media, but go through our Linktree page to get all of those because the name is different for each account. I wanted to have a nice uniform, the Weekday Comics, but there's too many letters for one of them,
Oh,
so
of course.
we're just Weekday Comics Pod at some of them. Yeah, Linktree. Definitely subscribe on YouTube. That's
Yeah,
where most of the
mash
shit
the
goes
like.
through.
Yeah, do it.
And we will see you next week, hopefully with a guest.
Yes, let's hope. We're going to keep it the secret, but hopefully with a guest.
Yes.
Perfect.
Good
Later.
night.
Bye, everybody. Well, there we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was a. we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
This has been a Drop Tent Media Production.